Hi everybody, Kev here. Welcome back to the podcast. And today will be the last day of my little tribute to the 26th President of the US, Theodore Teddy Roosevelt. And today I'll just go over some of the things that he did. I'll just give a bit of a summary of what we've spoken about over the past week and a bit, but also something today that I came across in my research and I just thought, wow, that is just... You think about history and being back there and just experiencing what these people went through. And I found out last night that as a child, Teddy Roosevelt witnessed Abraham Lincoln's funeral procession. Now, that just blows my mind, I've got to say. And apparently there's a photo of the young Roosevelt perched in a window watching the procession in New York City in April of 1865. So Teddy would have been just on 7 years old, or just, he may have only been 6 then, I think, actually. His birthday's in October, so this was the April. So he would have been 6 years old, and that photo surfaced only back in the 1950s. And young Roosevelt and his brother were at his grandfather's mansion, and they were watching the Abraham Lincoln funeral procession, which is just fascinating to hear that. So he had a fantastic life, really inspiring. I've spoken about how he fought a guy in a bar who was carrying 2 guns with him, and he beat the guy up. We spoke about how he led the Rough Riders up to San Juan Hill in the Spanish-American War. We spoke about how he won the 1906 Nobel Peace Prize, the first president ever to win a Nobel Prize at all, let alone a Peace Prize. He was a prolific writer. He wrote 38 books, and it's believed an estimated 150,000 letters. And of course he wrote his own autobiography, which I'm reading at the moment and is available in a link down in the show notes. So go and grab that. It's just fascinating reading. And one other thing I wanted to pass on, people often ask, how were the Roosevelts related? So there was Theodore and Franklin D. Roosevelt, and they were 5th cousins. Eleanor Roosevelt was Theodore's niece, and Uncle Theodore presented the bride at Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt's wedding. And of course we also spoke about how he gave a stirring campaign speech after being shot just moments earlier. Just absolutely amazing. Back on October 14, 1912, to be shot and then to get up and give a speech kind of defies logic. But this is the sort of guy that he was. Just so many amazing things that he did. He climbed the Matterhorn, of course, after denying or going against his doctor's orders. Well done for doing that. So overall, just an amazing man. I highly recommend you go and do some research, some reading on Teddy Roosevelt. He only died back in 1919, not that long ago. And I just find it fascinating to read stories about these people all these years later, and to think that they actually breathed the same air that we breathe. They were on the same earth that we were on. They did amazing things, and there is no reason why we can't do the same amazing things. They never had the internet. Teddy Roosevelt never had the internet, never had mobile phones, and yet he did so much with his life. He was a great conservationist. There's 5 huge public parks over in the US because of him. As a young child, he had this horrible asthma, and he fought his way through it by exercise, just doing things like boxing and tennis and kayaking, all these kinds of things. He's a true inspiration, and someone I'm certainly going to keep reading about. I'm reading his autobiography at the moment, and I'll continue doing that because it's just so interesting. I love all these inspiring people, and Teddy is without a doubt one of the most inspiring. So thanks for listening, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow. Well, I really hope you enjoyed today's podcast. If you did, please subscribe and leave a review. That really does help us. And also share it with your family and friends. That would be great. And please support my sponsor, Prostate Plus. Prostate Plus supplements really can help shrink your prostate. I use them myself to great effect. The links to Prostate Plus are down below in the show notes. Thanks for listening. See you next time.